A sharp conflict has broken out within the Russian propaganda machine. The Orthodox-nationalist movement, Sorok Sorokov, and Z-bloggers are demanding that the commander of the Chechen Special Forces Akhmat, Apti Alaudinov, be brought to criminal responsibility for insulting a priest. The scandal has split the pro-Putin camp against the backdrop of historical memories of the Chechen wars and the growth of xenophobia within Russia itself. The conflict was sparked by a sermon by Schema-Hegumen Gabriel, the rector of the Sochi courtyard of the Valaam Monastery. During his speech in the church, he said that Muslims can slaughter Muscovites on the order of a mullah and that the Interior Ministry won't even have time to utter a peep. He also called Islam the wrong religion and its followers an entire army. After these words, the commander of the Special Forces Akhmat, Apti Alaudinov, publicly condemned Gabriel, calling him an imbecile in a cassock and a representative of the troops of the Antichrist. He was outraged that a criminal case had not been opened against the priest and expressed bewilderment. Who are you to teach 2 billion Muslims what the correct faith is? Gabriel was quickly removed from service. No official reason was given, but the timing is obvious. The monastery, we recall, is under the personal patronage of the Kremlin. It was there that Putin held secret negotiations with Lukashenko in 2024. However, the supporters of the Schema-Hegumen, the ultra-right Orthodox movement Sorok Sorokov, perceived this as humiliation and began an open attack on Alaudinov. They demand that he be brought to criminal responsibility under Articles 148, insulting the feelings of believers, and 282, incitement of hatred, of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation. The organization's statement reads, "We believe that Apti Alaudinov's words incite hatred in the country and insult the holy order. Such a person cannot hold a position in the Russian armed forces." The scandal immediately exposed deep cracks within the Russian military camp. The tension is heightened by the fact that Alaudinov holds a high post, deputy head of the main military political directorate of the Russian armed forces. That is, he is not just a militant, but formally a representative of the ideological front of the Ministry of Defense. His insult to an Orthodox priest, even in response to xenophobia, became a political bomb. For the Ukrainian audience, this scandal is not just an internal squabble, but a clear indicator of disorganization and multiple hatred in the enemy camp. Putin's system, built on a mixture of violence, religion, and loyalty, is beginning to crack at the seams. Contradictions between different factions, Kadyrov's men, Orthodox-nationalists, the military, propagandists, are coming to light, threatening the stability of the vertical of power itself.
Around 10 to 15 tons of diesel fuel spilled into the Yenisei River in the Kazachinsky district in Russia's Krasnoyarsk region due to a ship accident, the Unified Dispatch Service (EDDS) of the Yenisei district reported on Sunday. It is necessary to limit visits to the Yenisei River water area during the cleanup work, the service said in a statement. According to the regional branch of the Ministry of Emergency Situations, at 16:57 Moscow time, a motor vessel towing 2 barges struck rapids, after which the barges and the vessel became detached. The motor vessel sustained a hull breach and damage to its steering system, and was pushed to the shore. The crew anchored the barges. According to the agency, the vessel's fuel tank was damaged. There were no casualties as a result of the incident, navigation was not disrupted, and there is no threat to the life or health of the crew.
Установка заградительной воды. Вот так вот. Вот утонул. ротация личного состава СОТа.
Дядя порог.
Крем такой уже приличный.
A multi-kilometer queue of trucks has formed at the Chonga checkpoint in occupied Crimea. Russian security forces are nervously searching every truck, creating a transport collapse on one of the key supply routes connecting the Russian Federation with the peninsula. According to local residents, the movement of trucks on the Kerch Bridge has been completely stopped, both from the peninsula and from the Krasnodar territory of Russia. The reason is not a banal check, but a direct result of the SBU operation Spiderweb, which the Kremlin prefers not to remember. Let us recall that on June the 1st, the SBU carried out an unprecedented special operation codenamed Spiderweb. The essence is simple and ingenious. Using ordinary trucks disguised as civilian trucks, the SBU delivered entire arsenals of drones to strategic facilities deep in Russia. As a result of the attacks, strategic bombers of the Russian aerospace forces deployed at 4 military airfields were disabled. For the Russian military machine, this is a painful and humiliating blow, not only because the illusion of security in the deep rear has been shattered, but also because the Ukrainian secret services have exploited the weaknesses of Putin's police state with surgical precision. Since then, Russia has been in a state of panic. The Federal Security Service and the police have begun a total inspection of all trucks, especially in the southern direction. The Chonga checkpoint has become a symbol of this crisis. Inspections are carried out with multiple exceeding of the time norms. Cargo is idle for days. The land corridor, which the Russian authorities have been proud of since 2022, is effectively paralyzed. The economic consequences will not be long in coming. The complication of logistics threatens a price hike and shortages in Crimea and southern Russia. Already, major transport companies are signaling supply disruptions. For the Russian economy, which is already reeling under the weight of war, sanctions and labor shortages, this is another step toward a systematic crisis. The SBU Operation Spiderweb not only destroyed Russian bombers, but also made a hole in the Russian Federation's logistical and economic armor. The war reached warehouses, roads, and offices where illusions of control previously reigned.